I'm live. Hey, everybody. It's been a while since I've made a video and just had some things on my mind from hearing the news and looking at my Facebook feed and other news sources I use. And just thought I'd ramble on a little bit about them. This shouldn't take too terribly long, but again, you know how I can be. By the way, the t shirt, Arrest Fauci. There you go. So I wore that couple of days ago when I was out shopping. I got a lot of compliments on that. So apparently I'm not the only one who feels this way. Anyway, one of the things on my mind is all this noise that liberals are now making. And yes, I'm talking to you, liberals, leftist, woke people, call yourselves what you will, about all of these illegal aliens that are just invading their cities now. Oh my God, how could they do such a thing? Well, I don't know, maybe because you called yourself a sanctuary city and invited them there? You think that might have something to do with it? Now, what I find fascinating about this, aside from just the sheer stupidity of it and the fact that these liberals who said, come on in, never stop to think about what that really meant in real terms when it happened. See, you and I knew eventually this was going to happen. And I think it's great that some of our governors along the southern border decided, you know what? Screw those cities. We're going to start sending people to them. If they're not going to migrate there on their own, we're going to put them on buses and planes and send them there. You asked for them. Here they come. So liberals, I don't want to hear it. Just shut the hell up. You bunch of whiny little bitches. You asked for this, now you got it. But there's more to this. And you can look this stuff up yourself. You can go to Google, DuckDuckGo, whatever you use, I don't care, to search for this and type in liberals and depopulation, or liberals and restricted population, or liberals and population growth, however you care to word it. And over the past 20, 30 years, liberals have told us ad nauseum, we have to reduce our population. Why? Well, because we only have limited space in this country and we have limited resources. We can't afford all these people. We can't have all these people. You've got to stop having babies, Mr. and Mrs. America. Of course, this, ties in with the abortion thing. And, you should have just one child per family, a la China. Does that sound familiar? The only difference is, if it's born a girl, they don't advise you go right out and kill it like the Chinese do. Well, I don't know. Maybe there are some liberals who do say that. Anyway, but you've heard it. If you don't believe me, look it up. All you liberals out there who are shaking your heads now, wagging your finger at me, going, oh, Floyd, you're full of crap. Guys, all you got to do is look it up. I distinctly remember it. And see, that's another thing that irritates liberals about me. Well, liberals and conservatives, frankly, is I remember things. I may not remember every minute detail. I may not remember every name that's involved, but I remember issues. And I remember what was said about certain issues. And one of the things I remember is we got too many people. Now, at the same time, they're saying we have too many people. We have to reduce our population numbers. These same liberals are going, come on in, open the borders. Everybody's welcome. Well, hey, super geniuses, where are the resources for all these people you're inviting in? How come all of a sudden resources don't matter? Now make up your damn mind. Either we have too many people and not enough resources, or we have enough resources and not enough people. Which one is it? Pick one. I mean, you can't have it both ways. Or maybe you can in your group of friends, in your political party, But those of us who have a functioning brain and can think rationally know that there's something wrong with this picture. So while you're complaining, oh, New York, Los Angeles, St. Louis, all these big cities that call themselves sanctuary cities, while you're complaining about this influx of illegal immigrants, where did you think they were going to go? What did you think was going to happen? How did you think we were going to support them? I mean, I know you're going to spend our money, taxpayer money, to do it, but we're still talking about resources. Where are all these resources going to come from? That you have been saying for the last 30 years, we simply don't have enough of. So, I mean, again, you people just fascinate me with how stupid you, A, can be, and how, B, stupid you must think we are. Seriously, you must think we're idiots if you think we believe that anything you say makes any sense at all. It's just fascinating to me. But again, don't take my word for it. You can look it up. All right. So that's my take on the situation with the illegal immigration. Now, you liberals who think it's no big deal until it gets to your city, maybe you should check with some of these southern border towns and cities and counties that are having to deal with this. Or maybe as long as it's out of sight, it's out of mind, huh? And we know you don't have much of a mind anyway. All right. Now, unless you quote unquote conservatives or Republicans thought I was going to cut you some slack, we see what's happened with McCarthy and the Republicans in the House now. And I mean, I told you 10 or more years ago when I was running against Cantor, and Cantor wrote his book, Young Guns, and McCarthy was one of the 3 young guns. Well, where are those 3 young guns now? Republicans? What did I tell you about them then? Oh, Floyd, they're on our side. We have a seat at the table. We have a seat at the table of power now because those guys, and they'll represent us better and they'll do the things we need them to do. Really? How's that worked out for you so far? One of the things I try to point out to my Republican friends, because so many of them seem to forget this, that they have something called a Republican creed. Now, when I was running for office in the Republican primary in 2012, I would go to the various county committee hearings or meetings for the Republican Party. And each one of these meetings began with the members reciting the Republican creed. Anybody out there? Show of hands. How many of you Republicans remember that you have a Republican creed and that at the committee meetings you actually have to repeat or recite that creed? Anybody? Let's do this now, shall we? So I have my readers on so I can see the screen. The creed starts out, we believe that the free enterprise system is the most productive supplier of human needs and economic justice. Well, having taught history, having taught government, I can tell you we do not have a free enterprise system. We have a mixed enterprise system. Mixed because the government is involved. And in many cases, the government determines how and what you can do in the economy, which makes it not a free economic system or a free enterprise system. Excuse me for a moment. But again, you don't want to hear that, because by saying that now, well, Floyd must be a liberal. He must be a closet liberal or a progressive, because only those people would say stuff like that. Hey, if you don't want to hear it, switch channels, scroll on, watch another video. I'm just telling you what's going on. I'm telling you what I see and what many of you, if you'll be honest, know. All right, next, we believe that all individuals are entitled to equal rights, justice, and opportunities and should assume their responsibilities as citizens in a free society. Well, is that how you see it? Do you see equal rights and equal justice? Equal opportunity? Cool, I'm good. I'm all right with that. Everybody should have a chance to do something. I should have the opportunity to try out for the NBA. I know I won't make it, but it would be nice if I had the opportunity. And in reality, there's no law that says I can't try out for the NBA, is there? Now, anybody who would give me a tryout would be an idiot because it would be obvious I can't play. But equal opportunity, fine. If you can do the job, go for it. Equal rights. Yeah, everybody should have equal rights. I don't care who you are. I don't care whether you're trans, homosexual, straight, black, white, male, female. Everybody should have the same rights, not different rights, not special rights based on what you call yourself, the same rights. But again, look around you. How much of that do you see going on? Who's enforcing these laws? Who writes the laws? Who allows these laws to be ignored? It's not all liberals doing this, folks. I mean, it would be easy if it was. I'd love to be able to tell you that it is, but it's not all liberals causing these problems. Responsibilities as a citizen in a free society. Well, what does that mean exactly? I'm going to vote every election. Okay, well, that is one responsibility. But what do you do when it's obvious that your vote doesn't count anymore and the people who you're voting for aren't getting elected and it's obvious cheating's going on, but nobody's doing anything to stop it? Nothing's being done, even when they've got the proof, even when they show you the proof, it's ignored. So if I have certain responsibilities as a citizen in a free society, where are the other people and their responsibility? Why aren't they doing what they're supposed to do? Moving on, we believe that fiscal this is my favorite, that fiscal responsibility and budgetary restraints must be exercised at all levels of government. Well, I tell you what, look up your Republican House of Representatives member or senator and see how they've been voting recently on sending money to Ukraine. Do you dare? Do you want to know? Or is it easier just to remain ignorant and pretend, my guy's not part of the problem. He's a Republican. He's okay. It ain't just the Democrats throwing money at other countries. Now, you may think, well, we shouldn't be giving money to Ukraine, but we should be giving money to this country over here and that country over there, but not Ukraine. So you're okay with giving money to other countries if you like that. How about Israel, Mr. and Mrs. Republican? Do you know how many billions with a B, how many billions of dollars every year Israel gets from us? Why? Is Israel our 51st state and nobody told me? Does anybody in the Republican Party, even the membership, does anybody read the Constitution anymore? Are they familiar with it? Do you know what it says? Can you find the article, section, paragraph, sentence in that document that says it's okay to spend billions of our tax dollars in other countries? If you can, please put it in the comments section. Let me know where it is, because I've been looking, I can't find it. So fiscal responsibility, you think about what that means, what fiscal responsibility is, and then you honestly, objectively analyze your party, Mr. and Mrs. Republican, and you tell me they're living up to that part of the creed. Because I don't think they are, and I don't think they have been for a very long time. So you can keep deluding yourself if you want to, just like the liberals do. But the reality is going to eventually bite you in the ass, whether you like it or not. We believe that the federal government must preserve individual liberty by observing constitutional limitations. Okay, here's another one you're not going to like. If you can think of it, put it in the comments section. When's the last time the Republican Party, when it had a majority of power in the three branches, when is the last time the Republican Party did anything to reduce the size, scope, and power of the federal government? Anything. Just pick something. Find something if you can. Let me know what it is. Because the last time I checked, the government isn't getting any smaller. And every time we have a compromise or a bipartisan vote on something, all that means is you and I are less free than we were before, and the government is going to continue to grow, and the debt is going to continue to get bigger. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't. You can try, but you're not going to be successful. All right. We believe that peace is best preserved through a strong national defense. Well, how do you define strong national defense? Excuse me. Does that mean we have to have a 2 million man army? A million man army? Does that mean we have to have more tanks than anybody else, more missiles, more nukes, whatever it may be? Has preserving peace ever incorporated just minding our own damn business? Does it mean not getting our nose stuck in other countries' business? Occupying other countries, setting up military bases around the world, and then we have the nerve to complain that China is buying up farmland and other land around the United States? That's a whole nother story for another time. But if that bothers you, if China buying up land here in America bothers you, why doesn't the fact that we're setting up military bases and de facto running other countries' governments, why does that not bother you? Is it okay when we do it because we're made of a finer clay than everybody else in the world? It's okay for us to impose our will on others, but how dare they try to do that to us? At some point, you're going to have to stop and think about this stuff. Is it right or wrong to impose your will on others who don't want to have it imposed on them? That's not that hard. Think about it. The last one. We believe that faith in God is recognized by our founding fathers as essential to the moral fiber of the nation. Well, okay, that's something you have to deal with personally. I think most of you know how I feel about that. I don't think you have to believe in a God to believe that, but to be moral. But that's something else we can talk about at another time. The bottom line is that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 points in the Republican Creed. You tell me in the comments section how many of those the Republican Party is actually living up to. Go ahead. I got plenty of time. I'll wait. But those are the things I just wanted to discuss briefly today and just get it off my chest as usual. So there you have it. Now then, you guys have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.